Shiba Inu just turned 6 years old, and after months of weakness, the chart finally looks alive again. Shib just ripped more than 40% higher in only 3 days after Bitcoin's move brought the broader crypto market back to life. But we've seen almost the exact same move before, and what followed last time could be very important for where Shib goes from here. This is not financial advice, always do your own research. Shib is currently trading around $0.5052, with a market cap sitting near $3 billion. And if you zoom out to the daily chart, you'll see that the structure has changed quite a bit over the past few weeks, guys. The 0.50s $44, and just a heads up here for you, from here on, when there are 5 zeros after the decimal point in the price of Shib, I'll just say the number that follows these. In this case, that would be the 44 level. We were watching that level and it held well. From there, Shib exploded by over 40% in just 3 days. But this time, there's an important difference. Shib has now broken above the recent high from July, creating a new higher high. And if we look at the recent pullback, the price is also holding above the previous lows, which means we are starting to see the classic structure of higher highs and higher lows. On top of that, Shib has now closed a daily candle above its 200-day moving average for the first time in this move. That's another bullish signal because this 200-day moving average is, as probably you know, one of the most widely watched long-term trend indicators. Holding above it would add further confirmation that the broader trend could be starting to shift. And let me tell you, that makes the chart much more bullish than it was just, a few weeks ago. But there's still a level I want to see hold before getting too aggressive. The next major support sits around the 50 level, right around the 618 Fibonacci retracement level. From the current price, that would only be another, 5 to 6% downside. And this is where things get interesting. At the end of July, Shib again gained roughly 40% in 3 days and then dropped around 25%, guys. We've now had almost the exact same 40% move over the same 3-day period, and so far, Shib is down around 15% from the high. So, will we see another 25% correction? We don't know yet. That's just the truth. But if Shib holds the 50 area and the 618 fib at the same time, the bullish structure remains intact. And if price continues making higher highs and higher lows, I think there's a real chance that Shib goes on to make new highs before the end of the year. So why is Shib getting attention again after months of sideways action? There are a few things worth watching, guys. First, and by far the biggest, the Shibarium privacy upgrade. It's being built with cryptography firm Zama and uses fully homomorphic encryption to bring private transactions and smart contract functionality to Shibarium. The upgrade was targeted for Q2 of this year, but that window has now passed without a confirmed launch. Well, that makes a concrete release date one of the biggest potential near-term catalysts for Shib. Second, network activity is showing signs of recovery. Shibarium activity has picked up from its July lows, while Shib's burn rate recently reached a 6-month high. But there's an important caveat. Shibarium scan experienced an indexing and data synchronization issue in August, which briefly made the network's cumulative statistics look dramatically worse than they actually were. So, those figures need to be treated carefully while the Explorer re-indexes. Third, there's an institutional angle. Grayscale has included Shib among assets under consideration for potential investment products, while Rowe Price's proposed active crypto ETF specifically included Shib among the assets it could hold. That's not an immediate demand catalyst, I understand, but it does show Shib is getting attention beyond the traditional meme coin market. And finally, there's the macro backdrop. The Jackson Hole Economic Policy Symposium takes place August 27th to 29th, making it one of the key macro events to watch this month. And you know that Shib doesn't trade in isolation. Its price is heavily influenced by Bitcoin, Ethereum, and broader risk appetite. So even strong Shib-specific news might not be enough if the broader crypto market turns lower. The bottom line, Shibarium is the catalyst. Network activity is the supporting evidence, and the broader crypto market is the biggest external variable. Now, here comes the fun part, the actual price prediction, and we're putting it together into two scenarios for the weeks ahead. First is the bear case, which sees the Fibonacci support failing to hold, turning the recent move into a fake out. We gotta keep in mind that if sellers regain control, Shib could continue lower and potentially print a new yearly low as the current bullish setup completely breaks down. But that's enough negativity, guys, so let's unpack the bull case now. Here it is. The Fibonacci support holds, buyers step back in, and Shib starts forming higher highs. From there, the next major target would be around 0.4015, which would mean reclaiming roughly half of the ground lost during the 2026 drop. Whichever way you look at it, that's a gain of around 170% from current levels. And given how quickly and explosively Shib has moved during the previous rallies, this scenario isn't as far-fetched as it might seem initially. Fun times ahead for crypto indeed, definitely, but will Shib be part of it, finally making a comeback? Or was this just another temporary pump? Right now, the answer comes down to the support we mentioned. Hold it, and Shib could start building the structure needed for a much bigger move toward the 4015 level. But lose that support, and we could be looking at another new yearly low. Either way, the next move should be very interesting. With that being said, I thank you for joining me today, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the airdrops.com channel. I'm Stan, and I would like to see you next time here. Ciao!